Hello, softball fans. This week's stop in the Mikan Championship Series, fueled by SoftballSupplements.com, finds us in Hope, Arkansas, birthplace of Bill Clinton and home to the Watermelon Festival softball tournament. Teams once again have gathered from all across the nation to compete for top prizes and their chance to go forward to the WSL Championship tournament of their choice. Not to mention, they get to sample some of the fantastic fruit Hope has to offer. One such team was the Fort Smith Gladiators, a team with a few years of tournament experience behind them and a strong perspective on playing the game. Just ask Gladiator head coach Camp Devereaux.
All right, you rocking back now, you rocking back. Come on, let's get it, let's get it.
Team level. 1, 2, 3, team level.
You know, you have to kill momentum or you have to bring guys down. And when the umpire says play ball, there's no friends in that other dugout.
If they're not bleeding, limping, or hurting, or have a comment about you after the game's over, you didn't leave an impression on them and you didn't leave it out on the field. Whether you're 150 pounds or 250 pounds, you attack them. And you hustle every base. You don't lollygag for a ball. If the guy's off the bag 10 feet, turns his back to you, that's disrespectful, and you throw it.
Now, while this may sound like the familiar aggressive battle cry of many of the WSL teams, there is one thing that makes the Gladiators stand out above the rest.
The average age on most ball teams is from 20 to 28. Our average age hits about 43, 44.
Probably Cherry, who we call Randall Snap. He's one of the senior ones. He's 52, 53. They got me as the next is 42. We have some that's not here today that's 48. We even have one here to fill in that is 58 years old, and we played with him in 87 and 88.
Yeah, my wife is playing also. She plays with a team called the Fort Smith Heat. She's played about as long as I have, and unfortunately now it's got to where the phone rings. They ask her if she wants to play co-ed, and then in the background she says, well, can my husband play?
Hey, there it just happened. You got a double.
Attaboy, Viagra.
You're 64 years old.
Hey, the pills work, don't they?
You can't lie to yourself and say you've not lost a step, because you have. The thing that you have to do is remember to keep the effort. You have got to try just a little bit harder than what the other team is or what you're used to. And you get an old man throw you out and you're 23 years old, that leaves a lasting impression too when you're going home.
Despite their age, the Gladiators came out strong at their first game of the Watermelon Festival. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite strong enough, and the great hope of Fort Smith, Arkansas were soon 0-1. But a team with this many years of experience is not easily rattled, and they quickly turned their attention to the games ahead.
So, I mean, we got to go back to what works for us. That's what we've got to get done. I mean, we come all this way, and we've got one of the oldest teams, but we got one of the most talented teams. We've got good hitters, we've got good arms, but the thing that makes us successful is that we've got the knowledge. We played enough ball where we know what we're supposed to do.
Soon it was time for the Gladiators to once again take the field. Spirits were high and focus was sharp. And while the game started at 10 p.m., which as I understand it is later for older folks, the Gladiators were wide awake and ready for victory, which makes one wonder, what keeps these players going after all these years?
What this does, it gives me a chance to get out and have the camaraderie that you have with the team. It gives you a goal or something to achieve.
You're going to hurt more. You've got to take a little more ibuprofen, stuff like that. But sometimes age, you don't lose certain things. I still got a decent arm, I still got a decent bat, but I don't hit 300, 400 balls a week. I come down, play a little bit of ball, go back to being a mechanic through the weekday and coaching kids ball or working with the girls in softball. That's what I do.
The biggest thing on our team, it's always about having fun. You know, whether we win or we lose, that's why I think we have been so successful, is that we always have a good time with each other. We can always overcome any indifferences we have, and that's why we have the longevity that some teams will never achieve, because we are not only ball players, serious ball players, but we are friends and we respect each other.
That night, the Gladiators kicked it into gear, leading the opposing team by a 4-point margin for the majority of the game. But then a last-minute upset caused them to lose by only 2 runs in the final inning, putting an end to their 2008 Watermelon Festival games. For many younger teams, this defeat would have sent them home kicking and screaming. But the Gladiators, like the wise elders that they are, took it all in stride.
We played with all the heart we had. If we could have done it over, I think we'd have played it the exact same way. We'll always be back. Until we can no longer walk and play, we will be back.
Sign up today for the 2008 championship tournaments for the WSL's Mikan Championship Series, fueled by softballsupplements.com. Over $100,000 in cash and prizes will be given away this year at 3 great events in 3 great locations: Panama City Beach, Florida, Rochester, Minnesota, and Reno, Nevada. Bring the entire family for a great weekend of the best softball in the country, with premier facilities and huge payouts to the winning teams. Here's your chance to be featured on Softball 360. Go to worldsoftballleague.com for more details or to sign up today.